Alright, in this video, you watch me build this top part here, carburetor adapter to run a Edelbrock 650. So just for right now, it's a square bore, but run a carburetor just like this on this engine. Tell me what you guys think and enjoy. Well, we're jumping right into it. So I just got back from Lowe's. I bought this 1/4 inch thick piece of plate steel. It is 12 inches by 12 inches. And it was $50. So that is kind of outrageous, I think. But we have the carburetor here off the V8 lawnmower. And I'm just gonna mark the spots, kind of draw it out, and we're gonna cut this big square out. So, I mean, there is a gasket underneath of it too that I'm gonna remove later, and we're gonna use that gasket to help us cut out the actual spots where the carburetor flows air through. Let's see. That's basically it. Flat spots at least. Now, what is this? Alright, it's gonna be kind of wide. So there's that big square. What does it actually measure? 6.5, 6.25, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this gasket off and we're gonna use it as a template. Found this. So I can smell gas leaking out right before I cut and grind this baby. Well, it looks like doo-doo. I can clean that up later. So there's our carburetor plate. So this is gonna be the hole right here. This will all be cut out. These will be drilled out, and then we're going to build a kind of a sheet metal turn where that will take a very slight turn and it'll actually turn into a circle and meet up there. But, all right, I'm gonna cut that out real quick. All right, it's been like 40 minutes of cutting. I got the square out and I cut along here and started drilling holes. So I'm about to hit it with a hammer and see if it'll fall out. I cut it, the Sawzall doesn't work at all, so I'd used these holes. Rock solid. Dang. Well, gotta drill more holes. I just got it to punch out right here. So, let's see. Might be able to do it by hand, yep. Removed. So now I just gotta clean that up. Hopefully it's still straight from when I hit it earlier. Looks good. So it's straight. Now I just gotta drill these 4 holes in the corner and then clean this plate up and then build an adapter plate and then cut some sheet metal and mock up. A lot left to go. This is just the beginning. I'm about to cut this. So this piece here will, I just traced it off this, will be the adapter that will bolt here. Boom, it'll bolt on there like we said earlier and turn up to be 90 degrees. Like just a flush or flat level surface. So we're just building an elbow. So you can see how this wood is set at an angle, which we did have an LS throttle body. This is actually perfect. This diameter was perfect for the throttle body I had, and these holes were for, I don't know what year, because I saw some LS throttle bodies have 3 bolts, but this was for 4. So later in life, if I really wanted, I could just bolt the throttle body on and transition it to some type of EFI like I originally was trying. But, you know, I saw someone comment it. I'll flip the camera on real quick. Someone actually commented this and, oh God, jeez. And when I was in auto mechanics, my auto mechanics instructor, Mr. King, he would say this too about repairs or troubleshooting. The acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Like a lot of overthinking, which I do all the time. Like I wanted to go EFI because I know some people love carburetors. I love EFI. It just works, you know. But sometimes the simplicity of a carburetor, like I should have just done this from the beginning, and then later, you know, I tried to run before I was walking. I should have gotten it ready for a carburetor, since the engine actually is made to run off 8 carburetors. So all I really would have had to do is build an intake manifold and put a carb on it and run it. You know, so that's what we kind of did, like a full circle around and then came all the way back to the beginning. So wasted some time. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna get back to work and keep grinding. So I'm gonna cut that out. Okay, so I have this other collector, and if you look, that piece right here is a collector just beaten down to fit properly. Well, as we've known before, this fits perfect inside that I just cut. I just marked where I want to cut it. Well, this square, obviously I just gotta make it a little more square, is perfect for this. And trying to do this one-handed. Basically like that though. So a square to a circle, and I'll clean this up and everything, but that's about perfect. And then I'm gonna cut this at that angle, and it is gonna be pretty abrupt, just straight down from here into then this curve. So I don't know, but so I'm about to cut this. I wish I had a chop saw so I could do it really accurately, but I'm gonna have to cut one side and then somehow come to this side and mark it. And I'm almost always like cattywampus, like it's never perfect. So what I'm gonna do is try to get this as best I can, then put it in here, and since it fits flush, or since it fits down in this circle, I'm gonna put it in the circle, get it to where I want, kind of, and even if I have to hit it with a hammer and break that cardboard, I'll get it down where I want, tack weld it, and then I can cut anything extra off the bottom underneath that. So I'm gonna cut this. Oops. I'm gonna cut that, try to remove that section, and get this top part. All right, I got carried away and just kept working without filming. Looks like crap now, but I'm gonna have to push it all out. So I'm gonna tack weld it here and remove it and then start welding it up. But there it is so far, very crude. Beaten with a hammer, a mallet, cut. So probably gonna tack weld this here, right there, and then up front, and then push all this back out to fit inside here. I'm gonna weld it real quick, get back to it. So while I was at it, I just, let's see if I can rip this. I tack welded these, or I welded these nuts on. So this thing, I'm going to weld studs on this part too for the carburetor. Just like if you install carburetor studs on an intake, it's much easier than using bolts. And it, for an intake, if it's aluminum, then you don't stress it. Stress the aluminum with the bolts, you would stress the stud. But I'm putting studs on this just for simplicity. So they're gonna stick up, put my gasket down, drop my carb, and then these are now welded here, so this will just bolt right on. Very quick, simple, no hunting bolts, won't need 2 wrenches. And I know a lot of you guys are like, man, you just cleaned this last episode and now you're welding on it. I did tape all the ports with tape, and you saw that I put this piece of cardboard in. I'm hoping that keeps it all out, but we'll give it one more cleaning and looking over. All right, let's see if this comes out. Is it hot? Nope, it's stuck. What do we have? I got a pair of pliers. There's a screwdriver. My welder's running in the background. That's what that noise is. It won't come out. There we go. Check that out. Okay. Okay, I got this tack welded in place under here. So I grinded and grinded till it was about level and tack welded it, so now I can clean this up. But I'm gonna weld all this area here first. That way I can clean it all up in one go. This I'm gonna look over and check for any areas that might leak yet. But there it is so far, carburetor adapter. All right, so I just finished it. Got it all gasket matched and everything, and got it all bolted on. Well, it's not bolted all the way, but it's sitting on there and it looks great. Here it is. And oops. So here it is, painted, sitting in place, and here's the gasket. See if I can line that up. So I matched the gasket, put it on there, and I used spray paint, and then I ground everywhere that paint was. But now a carburetor can go on it. So thanks for watching, guys. Next video, we're gonna bolt this on the engine, put the engine on the run stand back there, and fire it up. So it'll be running off a 4-barrel carburetor. So it'll be pretty awesome. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.